Hi, Clare Bear. Hi, Clare Bear. So good. When I just barely even touch the side of her, she kind of folds in and falls into a little embrace. And see, oh, she just loves to be loved. Doesn't like to be picked up. But she loves love. And she's such a pleasure to love. Her fur is so soft, it's like frictionless. Right, honey? Oh, shake it out.
Hey guys, hi. So I'm at the vet with Claire. And I had to drive here. It's 7 miles from my house. And I had to drive here trying not to cry because I couldn't drive at night while I'm crying, you know, and Claire's crying and quietly. She's crying very quietly in the carrier because she's very upset, but she also can't breathe enough to really howl like she did when we moved. I'm not making any sense, am I? I'm sorry. So, and I'll probably at some point later talk about why I've been watching Claire's health, but tonight when I went to give the cats their evening treats, you know, Eleanor and Buddy just jumped up for their treats, and I had to go looking for Claire, and I found her lying down on this little table next to my bed that allows them to jump onto the cat furniture in the window, and she was lying down on her side, her chest heaving like me with that when I have an asthma attack. She's just struggling, and you could see her eyes, and she couldn't move. She wouldn't move, and yeah, it's very upsetting. The past 2 weeks, I've been watching her breathing get more and more labored. And then like yesterday and the day before yesterday, her breathing was really quite, you know, vigorous. Like she was trying. You could see her struggling a little bit, but I thought maybe, I don't know, asthma, I don't know what. I was just kind of like, oh, all right. And then she seemed okay today, a little bit better, but still breathing hard. And then tonight she just was struggling. You could see her lying down on her side. I'm not making any sense, am I? I'm not making any sense. So I was going to wait till tomorrow morning to bring her to the vet, my vet. But when I looked at her, she was clearly in distress. So I Googled 24-hour vet in Las Vegas, and here I am on Tropicana. I don't know the name of the vet. So I'm upset. And I'm really trying hard not to like lose my shit entirely. But yeah, I'll talk to you about it more later because I'm going to start. Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Okay, I'm a little bit more calm. I've just talked to one of the vet techs or somebody about Claire. She's like, so, you know, what's going on? And of course, you know, me and my storytelling, I start, well, 3 years ago when I found her, you know, and so they have her on oxygen right now, and they're going to take some chest x-rays, and that will tell us a lot, I guess. So I just have to sit here and wait for the chest x-rays. And I'm getting upset again. Huh, okay. Yeah, so, man, guys, I'm a mess. So, you know, I can't say pray for Claire because you'll be seeing this after we're already done whatever's happening here. But if you're still watching, you know, send a prayer up anyway. Oh, God. All right. So I'll tell you what happens next. Hey guys, hi. So, I'm sorry to start this video off so emotional, but if you've watched me, you know how much I love my cats, right? They're my life. They're my life. They're my babies. I've been here for about an hour and a half, in this little room here, and that's been good. I mean, because I know she's being taken care of. She's on oxygen. Hopefully they've sedated her or something before they took the x-rays. I don't know what they do. But she's being cared for, so that's bringing me some comfort. I still have like awful thoughts as to what's going on. But sitting here in this room by myself has sort of forced me to sort of calm down a little bit. So that's good. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. Oh my God. All right, let me stop talking because I'm going to get myself worked up again. I'll talk to you in a little bit when I find out more information. So, it's not good. I'll talk about it maybe tomorrow when I can talk. But, she's gonna go to sleep tonight. I'm gonna put her. It's bad. So she's not struggling. I'm gonna let her go tonight. The doctor kept saying, "This isn't wrong. You're not making a mistake. Like, this isn't." So, they're gonna let me hold her while it happens. They said it only takes like 5 minutes. I want to be there with her when she goes. Oh, this is when I really wish I had friends in real life. Like, someone could be here with me. Oh God, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. All right, so that's what's going on. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm gonna fall apart. All right. This is like a paper bag. I'm gonna hyperventilate. All right, I'm gonna stop talking. I will see you tomorrow or something, okay? Okay, so they brought Claire in to see me. Look at her eyes. Look at her eyes. So I get the chance to say goodbye to her. And then I have to push a red button to get the doctor to come in. So I'm gonna say goodbye to Claire. Sweetheart. Oh, sweetheart, right? I'm gonna say goodbye to her and rub her head, scratch her ears, and give her some pats and some kisses. And then I have to push that button. Yeah. Hi, sweetheart. I don't want this mask on. The last time you see me, I don't want this mask on. Hi, sweetheart. Oh, sweetheart. I love you. Hey guys, hi. So I just got home. It's 5:02 in the morning. I left the vet about maybe a half hour ago. I went off to Pink Box. I bought myself 3 donuts because I can't drink alcohol and I can't do drugs. So for me tonight, it's going to be a bunch of donuts and some melatonin. Hopefully I can sleep tonight or this morning. So this must have seemed really sudden to you guys, and I'm sorry it's so dramatic. With me being so upset, but I do share everything with you, and this is one of the biggest things in my life right now, my biggest loss, because Claire is gone. Claire is we put Claire to sleep tonight, this morning. So I'd say maybe 3 or 4 months ago, I started recognizing her breathing was a little bit, I wouldn't say labored, but it was obvious that she was trying to breathe a little bit harder. You know, I've heard so many cats have asthma, and it didn't seem to impact her life at all. She seemed just fine. Her breathing seemed to change a little bit, and I thought, well, maybe it's dust or, you know, a different house. I don't know. Anxiety. She's a very anxious cat. And then I'd say maybe a week ago, I started recognizing that her breathing got a little bit harder. And then I went on my last trip. And when I came home, I thought, geez, I gotta make an appointment with my vet to have her you know, be looked at. So I called to make an appointment, and the only time I could really get to see them was going to be this coming Wednesday, I think. And so I thought, well, you know what? I got the appointment. It'll be she'll be fine for a couple of days. And she seemed fine. Well, not fine, but she seemed like she was going to do okay. But then today, she abruptly stopped eating her treats. She wouldn't eat the treats because it turns out she was having such a hard time breathing. She couldn't eat and breathe. So she was turning her face to her treats. And then later on tonight, it was about 11 o'clock tonight, I was getting in bed and I was calling Claire and Eleanor and Buddy for their evening treats. And then, so, you know, Eleanor jumped up because she's a little pig. Buddy jumped up and I couldn't find Claire. And I went and I looked, and there she was lying on this little table I have positioned so they can easily get from my bed to the cat trees by the window in my room. She was lying on that table on her side, heaving. Her chest was going up and down, rolling, and she was clearly in distress. And I just lost it. I immediately lost it. Well, I jumped into action first, and then I kind of lost it. So I Googled a 24-hour veterinarian, and I found a place. These people right there. If you live in Las Vegas, they were great. I Googled, found a 24-hour, they're on Flamingo, and I got Claire. She put up no resistance, no fight. Usually she just resists being put in a carrier, but I put her in the carrier with the 2 pillows that she sleeps on up by my shoulder. I put those in there so she'd be at least comfortable, and I drove her to the vet. Now, I think I'm not sure if I'm going to include it in this video, probably not, because I was trying to leave the garage and my door opener wouldn't work, and Claire was making a couple little squeaks, a couple little noises. She just couldn't make more noise. And I was just getting very upset and trying to drive while crying, which is hard. But I drove to the vet, and I'll tell you, thank goodness that they were able to see me immediately. So they took Claire and they put her on oxygen, and I filled out all the paperwork I had to fill out, and one of the vet techs came and talked to me and said that the doctor was going to look at them and just, you know, to hang out. And I was in that little room for, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours, I don't know. It ended up being good because it forced me to kind of just, you know, zone out, and I wasn't getting as upset because I was getting, I'm sure you saw, I'm going to include something. I'm going to include something of what happened at the vet's office. So I was in that room for a couple hours, and finally the doctor came in, and she told me that basically Claire was a mess. Claire was just a mess. She has had a heart murmur that was From a 1 to a 6, it was a 5. And I don't know anything about heart murmurs or anything, but it really was apparently the reason she was so, you know, chill. She didn't really have the energy to move around and play like the other cats did. But she had this heart murmur, but she was also suffering heart failure. And she has fluid around her heart, and then she had another a huge amount of fluid around in her chest as well, separate from what was around the sac around her heart. And the doctor was saying it's amazing that she got to this point where she was, because she couldn't imagine how Claire was actually able to breathe as well as she was at the moment. And she said that even just, you know, the whole process of having to go in with a needle into Claire's chest to pull the fluid out would have been a challenge. On top of heart failure and this heart murmur, the fluid around her heart and her chest, on top of the fact that she couldn't diagnose this now without doing, you know, a full spectrum of tests. She also, from the x-rays, said she potentially could have had some sort of cancer as well. I mean, all inside the most beautiful, patient, sweet little kitty. So, I mean, I don't think she was suffering. She didn't seem like she was suffering. Cats can really hide the fact that they're in pain, but I really think I know my cat. I really think I knew Claire well, and she didn't look as she was suffering at all until today. She just turned a corner and went south, like really hard. And so the doctor said that it wouldn't be the wrong decision to let Claire go. And she didn't tell me to do it, but she's like, it wouldn't be the wrong choice. Which is what I needed to hear, because I'm getting myself all worked up. So I had to make the choice and to let her go. They had her on oxygen the whole time, and when she was on oxygen, she was able to sort of, you know, relax a little bit, because her whole body was so tensed up by trying to breathe, you know. If you have asthma, you know what I'm talking about. And then the doctor gave me choices. She gave me the choice, did I want to be in the room with her? Did I want to be holding her when it happened? Or did I want to just, you know, give Claire to them and have it be done out of my eyesight? And I had to hold her. I had to be there with her. So they wrapped her up in a blue towel with a little pee mat under it, I guess in case Claire peed or pooped. And she had 2 ports, 2 catheters on her paw, one of her paws. And the doctor left me in the room for maybe 20 minutes, a half hour, maybe not long, maybe 20 minutes, where I could just say goodbye and talk to Claire and stroke her fur. She had the softest fur. And when I was ready to ask the doctor to come back in, I had to push this red button. So I pushed the red button, and I'll tell you, it felt so final pushing that button, you know, to invite death into the room. Doctor came in, and she was lovely. Oh, this woman was sent by my higher power. She was lovely and very kind and very patient and very delicate and careful with Claire. And first there was a shot of this very milky liquid, which was a sedative. So she put that in Claire's arm when I was ready to let this happen. And, you know, it was maybe 10 seconds. And Claire just relaxed, and her breathing, her chest subsided, and she was at peace. And she just relaxed, and she put her head down, and she went to sleep. And then the doctor told me, like, this next one is going to stop her heart. And she said, whenever you're ready. And I said, she's sleeping, she's at peace. Okay, and she did it. And I think it was, again, 10 seconds, 10, 15 seconds, and Claire just changed form. She went from a living kitten to having passed away. There was a change in holding her. And I got to hold her through the whole thing, stroking her fur. I'm sorry. And it was done. And it was done. She was at peace. She was comfortable. She was loved. She knew she was loved. There was a moment. Claire was very inquisitive. While she didn't run around and play, she was very adventurous. And if she was the first to go into a new box or a new cat bed, or she was always the first to go somewhere. She was just very inquisitive. Just before she got the sedative, and I was holding her, rubbing the back of her neck and scratching behind her ear, she kind of started looking around the office in a very Claire way to say, like, oh, what sort of adventure, what's going on? What's over there? She started sort of looking around in a very Claire way. And so she wasn't anxious or stressed. She was as comfortable as possible. And it was done. They left me in the room with her for another 5 minutes, and I had to call the doctor back and to have her take Claire, because I just couldn't handle it anymore. She took Claire, and I closed the door, and I just I don't even know how to describe the cry I had, but it was a big cry. And, oh my God, my jaw is in such agony. I've just been clenching my teeth. So I went out to the front desk, and the front desk people are so nice. They were so nice. I'm having Claire cremated. I'm having her cremated. And there's lots of options for the container to have her in, but I got the most basic. It's a stupid little tin with little paw prints all over it. I want to have a friend of mine, an ex-boyfriend of mine, who's a potter. I want to have him make a little urn for her ashes, so I can keep her. And I was kind of, yeah, so I got the bill. The bill ended up being $6.59. That's not a problem. I just threw it on a credit card. I just threw it on a credit card that I never really use. It was $200 for the exam, $262 for the x-rays and the thorax study. The catheter placement was $72, 71 change. The sedative was $15.83, and the shot that actually stopped her heart was $19.42. It's so cheap to stop a heart. And then I'm having her cremated, and that's costing it. That's $90. For some reason, they gave me a 10% discount or 9% discount off the cremation. I'm not quite sure why, but so it was $659.10. to say goodbye to my cat. I love that cat. The piece I can't have, the thing I can hold on to, I'm sorry, this whole long monologue, you didn't want to watch this. The piece that I find, the piece I will find, because I don't feel it right now, the piece I will find, I know I will, is that she had almost 3 years in my arms, in my heart. She had 3 years of peace and comfort and abundance, where she had a very hard life out on the streets when she was a stray cat. And a silver lining, you know, if she had survived on the streets for these past almost 3 years, she would have suffered horribly by herself as a stray cat dying in the streets, you know? So instead, she was held, she was loved, and it was an honor. So, rest in peace, my beautiful Claire. I might just add a couple pictures I took of her recently in the past couple of days after this, just so you can sort of get another little glimpse of my baby. And I'm going to include a picture I had, the vet took of me and Claire. Claire had just passed, and I was just still holding her, but I wanted one last picture holding her, you know. So I'll include that too. Hopefully it's not too morbid. All right, so I know I've been crying this whole time. This isn't me crying. I'm going to cry off camera because I'm really going to lose it. I hope my neighbors are going to be okay with it. All right, so I'm going to have a cry. I'm going to eat some donuts, pop a melatonin, and hopefully sleep. I need to sleep. I'm tired and sad. Oh. Thanks for joining me with, you know, along this little journey. It's like I wasn't completely alone, sort of. But I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey guys, good afternoon. It's 2:25 in the afternoon, and I had almost 8 hours of sleep. Not quite, but I got a good amount of sleep. I'm still a little groggy, I think, with emotion and melatonin. Not a good combination. I'm feeling a little less upset with myself than I was early this morning. I'm just kind of remembering what the doctor said. She was so kind and so empathetic. I can't thank her enough. I have to send her a thank you note. She reminded me that this wasn't the wrong decision, that the amount of heart disease, I guess they have a cardiologist at the hospital there, and the amount of her heart was she was in heart failure. That's what, like, the basis of what was going on, plus the fluid around her heart and in her chest was complicating her breathing. And apparently she had a heart murmur that was so bad, that was congenital, she says. I mean, something that cats born with, that she was surprised that Claire lived as long as she did. And that it was a good thing that I could take her to the vet last night and have her sedated and calm and peaceful and in my arms when she passed, because she could have died here in the house while I was away on a trip. And could you imagine coming home to that and how much she would have suffered by herself? You know, other cats would have been just running around, but she would have been struggling by herself and just, you know. So I'm feeling a little less upset with myself, because I felt very upset with myself last night, because I had to be the one that pushed the button, you know, to call the doctor in and give her permission to stopped my cat's heart. But it was as good as it could be. That's good. And, you know, Claire had a good life. She had a good life. And she taught, I'm going to end this video because this is like, I don't really know why you're watching to this point. Because you're morbid, I don't know, but, or you're just commiserating with me, probably. Claire taught me so much. This cat taught me how to be a better person. Specifically, how to live with her on her timeline. To love her with her permission. Because, you know, as a human, I just want to love my cat. I want to scratch my cat. I want to hold my cat. I want to pet my cat. I want to love her, love her, love her. And she just didn't want anything of it, you know, like at times. She was a very loving cat, but there are times that she didn't want affection, and she let me know. And, you know, consent, that's the word. To live and love someone with their consent and their permission, because you do have to give someone permission to love you, you know, in the way that I want to love her. Is that making any sense? She really taught me something about being aware of other people's boundaries, because I'm an Aries and I'm just, you know, blind to boundaries. And, you know, since I'm so open and I share everything with you clearly, I just always assume that people feel the same way, you know, as I do. And I just bumble through, you know, and I just roll through people. And maybe that's why I have so few friends. But Claire taught me really a little bit about boundaries and consent to be loved. So she gave me a lot. She gave me a lot. Love. I won't say blah, 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 because that wouldn't be very respectful. But I just keep saying the same thing over and over again. So I'm going to end this video here. Once again, I'm sorry. I didn't think I would add on to the content I already filmed for this. But I want to say thank you so much for being here for me to talk to you, because, yeah, one of my coworkers who happened to be awake to see my Facebook post. Notice I always keep talking when I say I'm going to stop. One of my coworkers, Glenn, he is from a couple classes before me, reached out and offered to go to the vet and be with me, but I think I would have been more embarrassed to sit with someone, because I don't know him like a friend. He's a coworker, and I don't know how I would have been so embarrassed, because I was crying so hard, like blowing snot, you know, like really not good. But he's been through this, so he understands. So I'm just so grateful for that. And a couple people from the East Coast have reached out to see if I was okay. But I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be all right. Mostly because I had my other two babies. I keep calling Eleanor Claire. I hope she's not bothered by it. But, yeah, so that's it. I'll see you soon. All right. Bye. Thanks. And fly safe, I guess, right?